Even the longest journey starts with the smallest step. Remember that. Just don't go anywhere, stay indoors, sit on the sofa. People, welcome to another edition of that finger tapping frenzy that we all know and love as WWE SuperCard. With me, Big Jim, back at Badladdad HQ again, and what a few days it's been. England out of the World Cup. And also now in London, right now, Donald Trump is in London, and that has caused an awful lot of activity up there in the sky. There's an awful lot of police helicopters been buzzing around our manor this morning. Obviously think that we're up to no good and we're not going to give them a warm welcome. So if you do hear a lot of chopper action going on, there's nothing I can do about that. It's the police outside, making sure we're not up to any good, up to no good, up to who knows. It's the police. They keep their eye on us, that's what I'm trying to say. But more importantly, forget all that nonsense. WWE SuperCard, been away for a few days, so obviously there's been no videos, so apologies for that. I do bang out these videos when I can, grab the opportunity to do them when I can. Can't do them anywhere near as regularly as I'd like to, but, you know, this is me trying to do my bit. Now today, what I want to do is go into the Beach Fusions, because, let's have a look at my cards. I've managed to do 3 so far, and so this will be a 4th. I've got one to collect. Perhaps got time for 1 or 2 more. I have had quite a few of the ingredients, I have to say. And if you do pick up your free cards, you are going to get a couple that way as well if you watch the video and you're opening the 2 free packs each time. So it's not been too bad compared to the previous things where you've needed specific ingredients and had to collect 5,000 of the flipping things. So I have had a Beast Liv. Big Beast Liv. She's lovely, Liv, actually. She's a lovely looking girl, this Liv. She's not a beast at all. Shouldn't be a beast here. You'll notice I have kept cards from the freebie Hall of Fame packs, etc. that we've had as longin bonuses, because you never know if they're going to do that again. We might get more of those packs to open, and I just might get a double that I can make into a pro, which obviously goes into the catalogue. So it's the only reason I'm sitting on these other cards. So you'll see again, if we go into WrestleMania 34 tier, you will see my second Beach Fusion card, who is someone very much in our thoughts this week and last weekend, because, have I passed it? Because it is, he said, I've got 1 or 2 WrestleMania cards here. Come on, where is he? Oh, there he is. Got there in the end. AJ Styles. I have tried that image on the event card, but you'll see the image that I prefer, because I have obviously got the event card from last week and I'm going for it again in this week's Ring Nommy Dim Dom. But yeah, AJ Styles WrestleMania 34. If I got a second AJ Styles WrestleMania 34, it would not be a disaster, because he would still make my Road to Glory deck. So I wouldn't be too upset at that. But what would just be amazeballs, be amazing, would be if I got that fella. That was the first of the fusions that opened, the Beach Fusions, was Diesel. I've never had, I'm pretty safe in saying, I've never had, apart from perhaps the pumpkin-y ones, the Halloween ones we had, I don't think I've had a pro of these special fusion cards that we get from time to time. So if I got a Pro Diesel, top tier Fusion Pro, that'd just be, whew, it would be. I think you know what that means. Look, there you go. I love that image. That again, that was a fusion image, wasn't it? From Long John Silver and the Pirates in the Fusion Chamber there, churning out the images. I love that image, and that works on just about every AJ Styles card going. So I've no hesitation in plonking them on there. I did get through this Sunday afternoon, and actually there's a note on that, just a little Road to Glory note, little hints and tips from Big Jim. Haven't made a special video, I'm not asking you to subscribe to it or anything like that, it's just from me to you for free. When I was doing the Road to Glory on Sunday, I got into AJ Styles. I was about 40 points into it, and I was having to do the 1 point matches or the 2 point matches, if you've got the doublers on. So I was doing the 2 point matches, And I couldn't work out why, because in the previous event, the Vader event, I'd virtually gone through Vader doing the 3-point matches, the 6-point matches. So for sake of ease, let's call them 2-pointers, 6-pointers and 10-pointers. So with Vader, I was virtually 6-pointing all the way through. With this AJ Styles, I was struggling. I couldn't work out why, because obviously I've got a better deck, I've got a stronger deck. Then I sussed that my top cards were in the 3 momentum slots that I'd got. So I took them out and I put my my females into the momentum slots, the WrestleMania 34 females, because it obviously gave them a bit more juice for battle. And that had 2 effects. Firstly, they started winning their matches, which was cool. But more importantly, I went from facing top-ranking Goliath opponents in every section, 2-point, 6-point and 10-point, to all of a sudden I was back down to just normal Goliath people in 2- and 6-pointers. So from 40 points into AJ Styles and then having to do a few matches on 2 points, that little change with the momentum slots, all of a sudden I was able to 6-point again, and I 6-pointed my way all the way through. So if you find yourself struggling, you're in Goliath tier and you find yourself struggling on that main event card in Road to Glory, just have a little check on your momentum cards. And if you've got your top cards in those momentum slots, take them out. Get them out there. Stick some females in there instead. And hopefully that just may make life a little bit easier for you. Anyway, look, it sounded like a lecture. It was actually meant to be some help and a tip. Just a little free tip. That may work for you or it may not. I don't know. So yeah, I believe that a Cam, this fella, is the Goliath card in this latest Ring Dobby Dim Dom, which would be superb news for me. Superb news to get myself a pro. So that's something to look forward to. But now, let's get in. Now, what do you reckon? What do you reckon I'm going to get here? You've got about 10 seconds to make your mind up and think what I'm going to get. It's not going to be a pro, is it? It's not going to be a pro diesel. We all know it's not going to be a pro diesel. It's just nice to believe for those few seconds. It's like believing England were going to win the World Cup. You just like to believe, just have that belief for a little while in your life. That one thing that you can look forward to. You think that, you know, it just might happen. It just might happen. Right, here we go. You ready? Beast to Goliath. It's coming in. We're claiming. And it is a packet. So there's no cards, just a pack. Oh no! And it is! Titan Bailey. Okay, well, it's another image. It's another card for the catalogue. That wouldn't be any use to me if I got a pro of that. That's something from every tier, just about, isn't it? The only thing I haven't got now is Monster. So I've had Beast, Liv, Titan Bailey, WrestleMania 34 AJ Styles, and Single Diesel still sitting there. We've got 4 days, haven't we? Yeah, I reckon. I don't think I've got enough ingredients here, have I? Oh, I have. Oh, I have. I think I've only got 1 sandcastle though, so I've got my work cut out. But just keep going. Just never give up. Just keep going. So we'll activate that. Yeah, of course we want to activate it. Wouldn't be here otherwise, would we? What's the point asking me? Right, Ring Dobby Dim Dom. I have in my deck. I have just finishing off Big Cass. I don't know why I'm bothering with Big Cass, because I think they're probably taking him out of the game now, so my chances of getting a pro Big Cass certainly not going to happen in an event, is it? Anytime soon. Come on. He's almost done. So there's those 2 that I'm trying to level up, and of course the main man here, which this event is all about. And I have to say, I did like, obviously didn't have a chance of going to do the heroic version on Road to Glory, but I'll certainly be doing it on this Ring Dobby Dim Dom. And when you do when you do get the heroic update, adjustment, call it what you will, they do add a tint of blue all round the stats, which I think looks absolutely pucker. These W2K cards, throughout SuperCard, they've kind of retained this specific look, the red background and what have you. And they've always looked pretty smart. They've always stood out. And I have to say, I do love this, especially with the image that I've thrown in. It needed that big Jim touch just to show them what they should have been doing from the start. So yeah, so those are the cards that are powering up. There's the Rock just to get that deck down a bit, so I'm not facing absolute giants of their game every single time. Let's get going. I would say let's get going. Obviously I'll do one game here and then I'll get going and do some more. I don't expect you to sit there for the next 4 days. Well, it's probably not going to be 4 days, is it? 3 days. This is a lot more civilised than Road to Glory. Road to Glory is just this long, interminable slog that you kind of lose the will to live when you're doing Road to Glory, particularly if you don't have to pay attention till those later stages. So a lot of it is you're just like, you'll be watching the telly, you could be looking out the window, you'll be doing all sorts of things. Looking out the window at other people enjoying their lives while you're sitting there doing Road to Glory. But at least I do like with Ring Dommy Dim Dom, the two things I like about Ring Dommy Dim Dom. Firstly, you do have to pay attention to what you're doing, albeit you don't have to like study it and like take hours over it, but you do have to just keep an eye on what you're doing. So it does retain an element of interest. Yeah, what shall I do? Let's bang him in first. But secondly, even if you lose, you still get some picks. So there's like little compensatory picks that you can do, so you're still making overall progress. Unlike Road to Glory, where if for some reason you mess up a game, particularly in the back end of it, you don't get anything. So you just wasted the previous 2 or 3 minutes playing that game because you're not going to get a single thing out of it. Whereas with this, it may take you time if you lose every single game, but you are making progress of sorts, even if you lose, because you do get those picks. And I just feel that's a better way of doing things. You're still putting some effort in, even if you've lost, so you are still getting some sort of reward back from it. Is that right in life? Should you get some sort of reward for failure? I think you should, because you're putting the effort in. You deserve something. So that's why I prefer Ring Dommy Dim Dom, and it doesn't take anywhere near as long as Road to Glory. I haven't been too bad with these picks either. It's been fairly kind to me so far. I haven't had to search too far. They seem to be in this... Sometimes they get in a little clustery mood, don't they? Come on. Don't let me down now that I'm just saying you've been nice and kind. Go on. Give Big Jim a... you didn't, did you? Should we do one more? Yeah, let's do one more. Come on, let's do one more. Let's get in there. I'm very much of a mind when you're doing these events, particularly on the first day, but just if you've got any spare minutes at all, even if you're doing something else, just quickly tap away, little finger tapping frenzy to the side, just to get yourself underway, because it's a lot harder. You start picking this up after a day where you haven't played at all, and you start looking at it, and all of a sudden that prospect of doing the whole thing becomes a whole lot more daunting, doesn't it? The longer you leave it before you start, obviously the harder it's going to become. So if you can chisel away a few, even if you just chisel away 5 or 10 matches at the start, it just gets the ball rolling. Get that ball rolling. Even the longest journey starts with the smallest step. Remember that. Just don't go anywhere. Stay indoors. Sit on the sofa. No, I didn't say that. So yeah, just get yourself underway. Get a few matches going. So this morning I've actually been doing some work here, but I have to admit, I've had the iPad next to me, and every now and again when I've stopped to make a cup of tea or something, just do a little tap. A little tap. Right, come on. Let's get this cuffed. Just pay attention for a few seconds while I decide. What shall I do? Well, I do have the rock pointing outwards, so at least he doesn't. He can safely be planted without losing. It's just a question of whether anything attacks Brawn. Actually, we should be okay, shouldn't we? Brawn should hold his own there, and that is Brawn holding his own. Let's chuck the rock in just to finish that. We're cool. We're good to go. Goodbye, George. You have been beaten. You've been thrashed to within an inch of your life. You can go with your tail between your legs and your head in your hands. Back to the embarrassing place you came from. I'm sorry, George is probably a very nice person. Come on, give me a pick. Give me a shot. There we go. That'll do. Go on, one more for fun. Go on, you know you want to. Come on. Just one more. Just one more? No? All right, okay. There we go then. So, the search for a Beach Pro goes on. Ring Dommy Dim Dom, I don't want to speak too soon, but I should have the time over these next few days to cuff that. Shouldn't be a problem, unless, as has happened quite a lot just recently, and I'm not moaning too much, unless some last minute work turns up, in which case I might struggle a bit. But, you know, I've started. That's the main thing. I've started, so we'll finish. So we have it, people. That's it for another video. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate all the things that you send me on Twitter, all the comments you leave down below. I do try and reply when I can. So, yeah, please carry on. Let me know how you're doing. Keep sending me your pictures of your progress and what have you. And don't bother telling me who you think's a numpty, though, and all that kind of thing, because there's enough squabbling and bickering going on social media without trying to drag me into it as well. I'm just doing my own thing, and I'm just trying to do this for you guys and when I can. And it's as simple as that. Just having a bit of fun, just like that, see the community ticking over and just all pulling together. That's what we like, isn't it? All pulling together. So there we have it, people. Thanks ever so much for watching. You know what to do. Like if you like the video down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed before. Why haven't you subscribed? Come on, get subscribing down below. There's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram. Till I see you next time, you stay cool.